So what if I told you that the old woman in the beginning of Ratatouille is Anton Ego's mother?
So now the truth comes out, doesn't it?
In the beginning of the film, Remy steals Gusteau's recipe book from the house of an older lady. The house is pretty isolated in the middle of rural France. The woman owning the house is a very elderly-looking lady, possibly around 80 to 90 years old. But just wait, cause it gets crazier. It has been established throughout the movie that Gusteau has been around for quite some time before his demise shortly before the film, as he has seen in black and white on television interviews. This would mean Gusteau was on television in the 1950s, 60s or early 1970s at the latest. Now here is where it gets weirder. When Remy serves his meal to Anton Ego, he serves ratatouille from Gusteau's recipe book. When Anton takes a bite, he flashes back to his childhood, where his mother, who appeared to be in her 30s at the time, cooked him a meal of ratatouille. The kitchen interior looks quite similar to the house Remy was at in the beginning of the film. Because of this, it is highly possible that Mrs. Ego would have had Gusteau's book on hand at the time and used it for a ratatouille recipe for Anton, which he would be served again years later. Given that Anton is most likely in his 50s at the time of the movie, this would mean he was a child in the 1960s or very late 1950s, meaning it is highly possible that the elderly woman in the beginning of the movie is an older Mrs. Ego.